A major traffic arterial shut down. When you can expect the water main break on Freya to be fixed in East Spokane.
And we are going to see some scorching heat this weekend and some fire danger as we enter the new week.
Spokane's Northeast Youth Center is expanding. See the grand opening of the programs to serve entire families. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. That's just one of the many lovely sounds echoing through Freya Street. Crews are making major repairs to a water main break. Shortly after the water main broke yesterday morning, a sinkhole formed. Thanks for joining us. I'm Aaron Luna.
I'm Kirsten O'Connor. Crews have their work cut out for them. They found 2 additional breaks in the water line this morning, which will extend the length of this project. And frustrated drivers and neighbors in the area are voicing their concerns. Our Jordan Smith joins us live from where that sinkhole formed. And Jordan, there's just no end in sight to these repairs.
No end in sight. Crews have been hard at work all day, as you saw and heard at the beginning of the show there. And this is what that sinkhole looks like now. Construction workers actually just taped it up with this fence here, but you can see construction workers pulled out major pieces of asphalt trying to get better access to it. But you're right, this is a project that's frustrated neighbors and drivers. We've seen multiple drivers come up and have to make a U-turn because they're either ignoring or not seeing the road closure signs. And neighbors have had to tolerate reconstruction on this road for several months.
Neighbors on Freya are being treated to a familiar sight: orange cones and road closures.
It has been a long haul in this area.
Construction crews once again planting themselves on Freya to repair multiple breaks to a water main, along with a sinkhole that developed.
These are 1955 pipes, and this was a project, or this is an area that was scheduled to be worked on in the next few years as well. And so they just happen.
The repairs are necessary, but drivers and neighbors are growing frustrated.
The road work, I know, is important, but I wish they could just finish it as fast as they could.
12th through 17th Avenue are closed along Freya. Neighbors say an influx of drivers cut through connecting residential streets, often at unsafe speeds, trying to get to their destination. And Jude Cormier has a message to share.
My main concern is people that are going really fast, motorcycles and trucks. If they don't slow down, and they won't, they're going to hurt and kill someone.
And the city says once these pipes are repaired, then they'll get to work on repairing these roads, and it's going to take some time, guys. Again, no end in sight for when this project will be completed. In the meantime, the city is urging people to stop using these connecting roads. Instead, go to other arterials like Thor or Ray, which is literally just a block that way, and it'll save a lot of time and stress on the neighbors here who are already feeling frustrated. On the South Hill tonight, Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
Jordan, thank you. Well, there was a break today for drivers on 57th Avenue on the South Hill, but there's another month and a half of construction left for this project. The work stretches from Mount Vernon to west of Regal, all the way to the Palouse Highway. And the concrete work there at the intersection of 57th and Regal is done, as is the paving from Mount Vernon to Regal. But now crews will start grinding and paving from Regal east to Palouse Highway, and that means you can expect lane closures and delays until the end of August.
WashDOT says it will follow community recommendations when it comes to connecting the North Spokane corridor to I-90. That's in East Spokane. The route will go through where Camp Hope was, just west of Thor Freya. The chosen design will free up more surplus land for development. Construction is scheduled to start in 2026 and last 4 years.
The Idaho Transportation Department wants to know what you think of traffic in Kootenai County. It wants to build a traffic management center that would help with bottlenecks, traffic times, and information you need to keep traffic flowing smoothly. There will be a couple of open houses in August. For now, they're hoping you will fill out an online survey. We have a link to that survey on KXLY.com. Just look for this story.
You might be seeing some low-flying helicopters in northeast Washington this summer. These helicopters are using high-resolution 3D technology to map the geological area. The technology will replace old data collected in the 1980s. This project started last fall and paused because of winter weather. The U.S. Geological Survey says 11 counties are being included in the new data collection, including Spokane, Pend Oreille, Stevens, and Grant counties. The 3D models and maps that will come out of this survey will be used to monitor groundwater, mineral, and energy resources, as well as potential natural hazards.
Things are staying hot and dry as we go into the weekend.
And that could cause some big problems for Monday. Meteorologist Matt Gray and for Chris Crocker tonight with your first alert forecast. Matt.
Yeah, we'll just be hot and toasty all weekend, and then come the winds. And that is why there is now a fire weather watch in effect for a good chunk of eastern Washington. Basically all of the flatlands and the plateaus and the Met Howe Valley thrown in for good measure. It is going to be hot. It is going to be dry. And, well, it's going to be windy as well. We're going to see this watch begin in places like Moses Lake, Winthrop, down to the Tri-Cities on Sunday afternoon. Meanwhile, in places like Pullman and Spokane, we'll be waiting until Monday for those more severe conditions to take effect. Either way, it's not a good situation. And really, folks, you got to be careful this weekend and early next week as we see those temperatures rise into the upper 90s, excuse me, and low 100s. And then as we start to cool down, that cooler air is going to be rushing in, cranking up the winds as we go into Monday. Oh, and by the way, the humidity is still going to be dry because that temperature 86 still above our average for this time of the year. So really concerned about fire weather conditions. And hey, we are concerned about the heat as well because it is going to be a scorcher. All the areas you see in orange have a realistic shot at hitting triple digits, perhaps multiple days, both days this weekend, especially in the LC Valley. So in light of those conditions, we are going to say that Monday is a possible weather alert day because of the fire weather impacts that we expect for Monday afternoon. Will we see any relief from the heat? I'll show you in your extended forecast coming up.
All right, a lot to watch. Thank you, Matt. And tomorrow, Avista is planning a 4-hour power outage for nearly 400 customers in and around Kettle Falls from 11 to 3 in the afternoon. Crews will be performing equipment maintenance. Avista says it will notify people who will be without power.
By early next year, Avista customers will be heating their homes with natural gas from a landfill in Utah. This is video from Pine Creek RNG showing the Bayview landfill project being built in Alberta, Utah. Once it's complete, it will collect the renewable natural gas from organic waste that would otherwise be released. The facility is scheduled to go online in early 2024. Avista says buying the natural gas from Pine Creek RNG will help the company reduce its gas emission 30% by 2030.
A Soap Lake man arrested for cutting his wife's throat outside an ice cream shop.
And there's a new wolf pack on Mount Spokane, and the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife wants to teach you about them.
Plus, a former Idaho lawmaker is appealing his rape conviction. That's all coming up after the break.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
Par, family owned since 1930. Go where the builders go.
What are you going to build?
It's time for a new shower, but you don't want the hassle. You just want it done. Rebath, from start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $750 off your tub or shower replacement.
It's time to seize your summer in a new Toyota from Finley. Whether you're camping out in a new RAV4 or pulling a boat with a Toyota Tundra truck, nothing says summer better than a new Toyota. Finley Toyota's downtown.
Global Credit Union got its start right here at Fairchild Air Force Base and now has branches worldwide. We're proud to honor our military members by wearing red on Fridays.
Red stands for Remember Everyone Deployed, and 4 News Now is joining Global by inviting you to wear red on Fridays too.
Show your support for the men and women of our armed forces. Tell them and their families thank you for your service and for protecting our future.
Stop by any Global branch and pick up the red pin.
And then remember to wear red every Friday from now until September 11th.
For over 65 years, McVeigh Brothers has been on the cutting edge of the newest technologically advanced products sold. We're now offering triple pane windows, custom colored windows of your choice, and amazing mini blinds between the glass that will last a lifetime.
The summer has finally arrived, and that means barbecues on the back deck. And nobody knows decking better than the decking pros at Windsor Plywood.
It's time to shop for wood.
Choose from the best selection of PVC, composite, and solid wood decking with lots of color choice options, including railings. And don't forget free local delivery, so you can have a beautiful deck for summer.
Windsor Plywood.
Summer fun means more time outside. It also means more of the outdoors on your floors. Sand, snow, spills, pets, and kids. Great Floors has the perfect flooring for your life. Choose from a large selection of gorgeous flooring built to last in every season. In July, shop exclusive savings on Mohawk Revwood and Paradigm waterproof flooring. Plus 12 months 0% financing. Visit a showroom today and live life on great floors.
It's time for a new shower, but you don't want the hassle. You just want it done. Rebath, from start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $750 off your tub or shower replacement.
The Northeast Youth Center in Spokane is expanding to help entire families.
Tonight is the grand opening of the new classrooms for the Early Childhood Education and Assistance Program. Rania Kaur is live at the center tonight. Rania, what services will be offered to help kids and families?
Aaron, Kirsten, I'm actually inside one of the 3 new classrooms. They're already moving some of their toys and stuff in for tomorrow morning. Now, the Early Childhood and Assistance Program, or ECAP, is a state-funded program through the Department of Children, Youth, and Families. The program offers free preschool and kindergarten for 3 to 5-year-olds and serves low-income families, but qualifications for ECAP can also depend on family size and whether the child has any disabilities. The executive director, Sheila Garrity, says there were challenges in teaching in the older classroom, which didn't have much room and was much older. She's hopeful for the new opportunities this facility will bring.
We are hoping that the children will be happy and really start enhancing their learning process here at our center.
This is the second year at the Northeast Youth Center, which is located in Hilliard, that's offering the program. Of course, these classrooms were funded through a Department of Commerce grant. Coming up at 11, I'll have more information about the program, how you can enroll, and hear from a parent who's already a part of the program, what she wants families to know. In Spokane, I'm Rania Kaur, 4 News Now.
Rania, thank you. New at 6, a man accused of shooting an undercover ATF agent 2 years ago is going to prison for 20 years. A judge sentenced Randy Holmes to 2 decades following his conviction for trying to rob the agent of a decoy gun at a Motel 6 in November of 2021. Holmes was hurt in a shootout with law enforcement. 2 other gang members were with Holmes during that attempted robbery and were also arrested.
A 51-year-old Quincy man was arrested for allegedly cutting his wife's throat at an ice cream shop in Soap Lake. Emergency responders were called to the ice cream shop around noon, where police found a woman on the sidewalk bleeding from the front of her neck. She told police her husband cut her throat. She was airlifted to a Wenatchee hospital. Her husband, Samuel Montoya, left the scene and surrendered at the Ephrata Police Department. He was booked into the Grant County Jail. He's accused of attempted first-degree murder.
More than a dozen people are facing charges after Grant County Sheriff's deputies say they seized more than $200,000 in drugs at the Dead & Company concert at the Gorge Amphitheater last weekend. They confiscated LSD, psychedelic mushrooms, ketamine, ecstasy, cocaine, and more drugs. 13 people were arrested, and an AR-style ghost rifle with armor-piercing ammo was seized.
Former Idaho lawmaker Aaron Von Ellinger is appealing his 2022 rape conviction. Von Ellinger of Lewiston was sentenced to 20 years in prison for raping a 19-year-old intern at his Boise apartment in 2021. In court documents, Von Ellinger says the judgment should be vacated due to constitutional and evidentiary errors that were committed during his trial. Von Ellinger claims the sexual activity between him and the intern was consensual and that there was insufficient evidence to sustain a conviction. If you want to read the appeal brief, we have it posted on KXLY.com.
A Coeur d'Alene man convicted on child porn crimes is now looking at spending the rest of his life behind bars. Travis Dawson was found guilty of 3 counts of child porn distribution and possession charges. A judge gave him almost 80 years in prison time. Dawson will be eligible for parole in 2 years.
A Coeur d'Alene man already in prison for shooting at his wife and child is now indicted for murder. The Cooney County Prosecutor's Office says Keenan Keys is suspected in the murder of a man in Alaska back in 2011. That case went cold until detectives reopened it last September. Investigators say the victim's body was dumped in a lake and his vehicle was set on fire. Keys is already serving a 30-year sentence for firing a gun at family members and violating a no-contact order last summer.
There's a pack of wolves that have made Mount Spokane and the surrounding area their home. The pack was discovered last October when a hunter's game camera caught images of the wolves. You may remember this story. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife says wolves are secretive animals, and if you're hiking the trails, you probably won't see them. But if you live in the area, Fish and Wildlife says wolves will go after sheep, goats, chickens, and don't leave your pets outside at night. Fish and Wildlife officers want everyone to learn about being a good steward in wolf country. It's hosting Have a Beverage and Talk with a Biologist at Big Barn Brewing in Meade on July 26th at 6 p.m.
Temperatures staying in the mid-80s again today. Temperatures tonight in the low 60s, but we are about to heat up in a big way over the next couple of days. It is going to be a scorcher by the end of the weekend. We'll look at your high temperatures day by day and what will come after the heat breaks in your First Alert forecast.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
4 News Now is brought to you by Skelton's Carpet One, Lewiston.
We're camping out with the best deals in town from Finley. We have a great selection of new and certified used vehicles to choose from. Plus, every used vehicle sold comes with a 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty at Finley Downtown Toyota.
Get $200 when you open a new checking account with Horizon Credit Union. When you bank with us, you'll get expert guides to help you on your financial journey. A pathfinder, an advisor, a teammate, a guardian, and peace of mind wherever you're headed next. So, if you're ready for a better banking experience, sign up in branch or online with the promo code GET200. Horizon Credit Union, your path, our purpose.
Looking for high quality and low prices? Then Furniture Row's Super 7-Day Sale is for you. That's 7 days where everything is on sale. Shop today and find huge savings on sofas and sectionals, accent chairs and recliners, dining groups, bar stools, bedrooms and kids' beds, mattresses, and sleep accessories. Plus, no interest financing until January 2027. Shop the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed. But don't wait. The Super 7-Day Sale at Furniture Row ends Thursday the 20th.
You heard what the doctor said, right, Dad? These pain meds, they're no joke. And this, it's an opioid. They can be very addictive.
But I need my strong pain medicine.
I know, Dad, I understand. Just make sure you only take what the pharmacist said. And keep it in this locking bag from the pharmacy so it's away from the kids.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'll put this in the locking bag.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Protect the people you love from opioid misuse. Lock up your medication.
The Move Fitness gyms are on the move. Let's go!
With everyone getting ready for summer and a new gym opening soon in Spokane, there's never been a better time to join.
Satay Bistro, Coeur d'Alene's culinary extravaganza of American fusion dining. From our extensive wine cellar to our unforgettably decadent menu, we'll move your experience beyond ordinary to the extraordinary. Satay Bistro, just off the 4th Street exit in Coeur d'Alene.
Last weekend was a real scorcher, and well, this weekend looks like it too. Mid-90s on Saturday, upper 90s on Sunday. Yeah, it's going to be a hot one out there. You got to do whatever you can to stay cool inside the house and outside. Probably not a great weekend for afternoon activities at the very least. And that goes for really the entire west coast of the United States. The peak of the heat, or the kind of center of this latest dome of heat, record-setting heat, is actually down in Southern California, Arizona, where they've had day after day after day after day of temperatures 110 degrees or more, and in the Las Vegas area. And also this 128 right here, these are temperatures for Sunday. That's Death Valley. If they get above 130 degrees, it'll be one of the hottest temperatures ever recorded on Earth here in the modern era of temperature record keeping. And that heat extends well to the north. Salt Lake expected to be into the hundreds on Sunday. 101 in Boise, and we are right on the edge of that in those 98s. And yeah, that means in the LC Valley, for example, we are going to be seeing those triple digits as this dome of heat continues to move around. Here's what's going on as for Sunday. The heat peaks over the next couple of days. Cooler air, however, is on the way. That's not necessarily a good thing, though, because it's going to bring in gusts gusty winds. And so after we basically dry out all our vegetation even more, we're going to add wind on top of that. That's why we were thinking we may have to pull on a weather alert day for Monday if it does continue to look like fire weather conditions will be on the severe side. Right now, enjoy the cooler temperatures, because this will be like lunchtime temperatures by the time we get to the weekend. Mid-80s right now in Spokane, in Coeur d'Alene, a little bit of haze in the sky, but otherwise things looking pretty nice. Temperatures overnight tonight will be in the low 60s. Still some 50s out there, places like Colville, Bonners Ferry, Sandpoint, and Pullman, down to the upper 50s, mid-50s in St. Mary's. 90s tomorrow in the metro, 90 in Spokane, 90 in Coeur d'Alene. Pullman hits the 90s as well, and we start to get back into the 100s again in the LC Valley with lots of upper 90s as you work your way across central Washington. We get even toastier on Saturday. In Spokane, we'll be up around 95. We're getting close to triple digits in Moses Lake. And then Sunday, the big day, where we're talking about flirting with those upper 90s, low 100s in Spokane. Yeah, it's not going to be the most pleasant day. Definitely want to plan some inside activities and do whatever you can to keep your home cool for the next few nights, because it certainly will help you out come Sunday. There's that possible alert day as the cool air rushes in and fire danger increases for Monday. Tuesday looks like a really nice day, low 80s, beautiful sunshine. It's not going to last long, though. We're back into the 90s by Thursday. Stay tuned for the next half hour. I've been getting a lot of questions about the Northern Lights tonight. I'll tell you what I know coming up.
Matt, thank you. Nearly 5 million children in 8 states, including Idaho, could lose extra funds for food unless their state officials sign up for a federal relief program by Friday. It's called the Pandemic Electronic Benefits Transfer Program, or PEBT, and it's providing $120 over the summer to families who have kids who qualify for free or reduced meals or attend schools in low-income areas where all students get free meals. Idaho is one of a handful of states that have not joined, and the funding is crucial for a lot of families that depend on these nutrition programs during the school year. Well, someone recently put up a kids' swimming pool at a large homeless encampment in Seattle. It's not clear who did this, but people who live nearby aren't happy about it.
Neighbors have been complaining for months about serious safety concerns related to the encampment. A man was killed there in May. Jeremy Harris reports.
It's perfect weather for a dip in the new pool at this homeless encampment in Seattle, or maybe a poolside puff of fentanyl.
But someone told me that they've hooked up a hose and filled the swimming pool with it.
But for seniors who live across the street,
I thought, oh my God, what next?
And they ain't paying nothing and stuff like that, but we've got pay to live here.
This pool is just the latest slap in the face.
These people can come in and totally trash the place.
Herb Eggy says since this encampment started a few months ago, his car's been busted into and someone just drilled into his gas tank.
As elderly people especially should not have to worry about our possessions or our lives.
It's not safe. Please get them out of here.
Cheryl's apartment overlooks the encampment. She says she hears gunfire almost nightly. There's times where you've had to get on the floor because of the gunshots.
Yep, in the middle of the night.
She's truly scared.
Diane Radishat has led the charge to get the state to step in and stop the encampment, which sits alongside Highway 509.
We want the solutions. We know the problems, and we know what the solutions are.
The state says they need to do housing outreach for the people here first, but that's been in the works for months. And after a homicide, drugs, gunfire, and theft, Diane says waiting any longer means putting the people here at risk. Did you think the murder would change things here?
Well, I think everybody thought the murder was going to change things. Oh my God, there was a homicide on that property. They're really going to come and give us some attention now. And they didn't.
The mayor's office said in a letter to one of the residents that authorities are coordinating a plan for the encampment. Officials are scheduled to meet with residents this month to provide an update. For the first time in history, an over-the-counter birth control pill is now approved. When you can expect to see the drug hit grocery store shelves.
An estimated 26 million women in the U.S. have uterine fibroids, and many may not even know it. The symptoms and treatment ahead.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
We all know Spokane seasons. Winter, bake spring, second winter, construction, surface of the sun, and now smoke season. Keep your home smoke-free. Breathe easy all year. Holiday heating, cooling, and electric. Your air quality experts.
If you haven't been to the Sweet Palace in Phillipsburg, what's taking so long? The Sweet Palace in Phillipsburg. It's the world's greatest candy store. Come see us.
At BECU, our credit union members know that sometimes freedom is about the little things. Like free checking, free from monthly maintenance fees, and no minimum balance requirement. Or the freedom to access your money when you need it, where you need it, with over 30,000 surcharge-free co-op network ATMs nationwide. Or simply the freedom members feel, never worrying they'll be nickeled and dimed for their own money. So join BECU. All Washington residents are eligible. BECU, power in people.
Kootenai Humane Society is now Companions Animal Center. We invite you to our fundraising event at the exclusive Hagedon Gardens at Casco Bay. Enjoy a boat ride there and back, cocktails and hors d'oeuvres. Funds raised will go toward our new center for homeless animals.
Do you have property damage? Burke's Restoration provides full-service emergency response for residential and commercial disasters. Wind damage? Burke's can handle that. Is flooding your problem? Burke's Restoration knows just what to do. Fire or smoke damage? Call Burke's today. You didn't plan on a disaster, but you have a choice on who restores it. Choose the best. Burke's Restoration takes care of fire, smoke, wind, or water damage and more. Tell your insurance company you choose Burke's Restoration. Call or click today.
Summer has arrived, and that means barbecues on the back deck. And nobody has a better selection of decking than the decking pros at Windsor Plywood. Whatever you need, Windsor has it, including great railing options.
Windsor Plywood. We all know Spokane seasons. Winter, bake spring, second winter, construction, surface of the sun, and now smoke season. Keep your home smoke-free. Breathe easy all year. Holiday heating, cooling, and electric. Your air quality experts.
4 News Now is brought to you by Findlay Downtown Toyota.
Dozens of medical students marked the beginning of the new academic year today.
The University of Washington School of Medicine welcomed 61 new students with a stethoscope ceremony. During the orientation, each of the students was given a stethoscope that they will use for training through their 4 years of medical school. University officials say the school hopes to train and guide them to practice medicine in Eastern Washington.
We really do try to inculcate in them and have them embrace the fact that there are so many underserved and rural communities, and that is part of our mission, to serve those underserved and rural communities.
4 incoming students are graduates of Gonzaga University, emphasizing the importance of collaboration with GU to improve regional health. Today, the FDA making a milestone decision approving a daily contraceptive pill that, for the first time, can be bought over the counter without a prescription.
The once-a-day hormonal pill called Opill is now allowed to be sold online at drugstores and grocery stores, and advocates say the decision removes barriers to birth control access, like having to take time off work and paying for a doctor's appointment.
And we know that those barriers are part of the systemic barriers faced by many people trying to access healthcare in this country, and we're particularly hopeful that it will transform access for those folks.
An independent advisory panel found that the less complex active ingredient in Opill posed fewer medical risks to patients than other birth control pills that rely on estrogen. Opill will not have an age limit for sales, which could be a point of contention. U.S. Senator Patty Murray celebrated the decision, pushing her Affordability is Access Act, saying, quote, "It is not enough for an over-the-counter birth control pill to be available to women. It has to be affordable, too."
This comes as dozens of states have sought to restrict access to birth control and abortion services since the fall of Roe v. Wade over a year ago. 15 states have enacted laws that have a near total or complete ban on abortion, including Idaho. Opill's company, Perrigo, has not announced a price for it yet, saying they want to keep it accessible and affordable for all. We can expect to see these pills hit the shelves in the U.S. starting early next year. If you want to keep your brain healthy, get your eyes checked each year. In a new study, researchers gave nearly 3,000 people older than 71 iPads to test for near and distance vision, as well as contrast sensitivity. They were then screened for dementia. According to the study, 12% showed signs of dementia. In people with distance visual impairment, that jumped to about 20%, 21.5% for near visual impairment, and 33% for people who had moderate to severe visual impairment or were blind. The study showed that even mild vision impairment can increase risk of dementia. During the pandemic, there was a significant increase in mental health issues in children and teens.
A recent study shows that among the rates of anxiety, ADHD, and depression, eating disorder rates in teenage girls more than doubled during the pandemic. Just under 3% of U.S. teens will be diagnosed with eating disorders in their lifetime, and they're more than twice as common in girls. It can be hard to detect. You can look for signs like skipping meals or counting calories. But spending extra time in the bathroom is another one. And if you or someone you know is struggling with mental health, seek a healthcare provider for professional help. You can get that help available 24/7 with the National Lifeline at 988.
The 988 hotline is a life-saving resource that people going through mental health crises can call or text to reach licensed counselors. A new poll from the National Alliance on Mental Illness shows only 17% of Americans know about it. Young adults, ages 18 to 29, were more likely to be familiar with the 988 number than older Americans. 988 is the new version of the 1-800 National Suicide Prevention number.
An estimated 26 million women in the U.S. have uterine fibroids. Many may not even know it, but they can significantly impact your quality of life. Mandy Gaither reports.
For Tiffany Miller, heavy menstrual bleeding has always been a problem, but about 5 years ago, she says she started having constant pain and it grew to be unbearable.
I knew something was wrong. I just always had this stabbing pain, specifically on my left side. Sometimes I could barely breathe.
After seeing 2 different Washington, D.C. doctors, Miller says she was told it was likely a gastrointestinal issue, but that diagnosis didn't feel right. After researching her symptoms online, Miller found the Center for Fibroid Care at NYU Langone Health.
I see a lot of women not realizing that they're growing these massive tumors.
Through a pelvic MRI, Dr. Tara Shirazian discovered Miller had 8 uterine fibroids, including one the size of a large grapefruit, pushing on her internal organs. Miller wants children one day, so she opted to have the fibroids removed, which spared her fertility. Shirazian says women need to know they have options for fibroid treatment.
Everything from a medication to reduce her bleeding or reduce the size of the fibroids, to a procedure that can shrink the fibroids in some way, to surgery that can remove the fibroids or remove the uterus, or she can just monitor them.
2 weeks after surgery, Miller was back to doing what she loves. She says she's been pain-free ever since.
If you're having consistent chronic pain, that's your body letting you know that something may be wrong.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Coming up on 4 News Now at 6:30, 2 of the most historic buildings in Spokane are back on the market. Why the listing agent says selling them off could help boost the local economy.
Plus, why getting an artificial lawn could be a shade greener than traditional grass. That's next on 4 News Now.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
It's time for a new shower, but you don't want the hassle. You just want it done. Rebath. From start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $750 off your tub or shower replacement.
Hello, I'm Lloyd Herman. If you need legal assistance due to an accident or an injury, put my 40 years of experience of dealing with the insurance companies to work for you. You'll have an appointment to speak to me within 48 hours. Lloyd Herman & Associates, 922-6600.
Hey, you feel like summer, baby, dancing in the lobby. Still getting feelings for you. Feelings for you. Hey! You feel like summer, baby.
Good morning, America.
Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning is your family-owned and operated #1 HVAC contractor in the Northwest. Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning would like to introduce our own carbon reduction program. Buy a new energy-efficient furnace from Bill's Heating and receive a heat pump with installation absolutely free. No hidden fees, no conditions, no exceptions. Buy a furnace, get a free heat pump from Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call today for estimates and repairs.
This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. You can go farther, tow more, and bring along everyone you love. Your road to happiness begins in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT Turbo Max pickups, or get $4,250 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
It's time for a new shower, but you don't want the hassle. You just want it done. Rebath, from start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $750 off your tub or shower replacement.
Next ET, Real Housewives meet the simple life, how Sonia and Luann's new show pushed them to the brink.
I don't think any other housewife could get through that.
Next ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30. 4 News Now Fire Watch coverage.
That fire has grown exponentially.
With resources on TV, online, and on the go with the 4 News Now app. Fire Watch coverage to keep you safe. That's what we mean when we say expect more on 4 News Now. Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Well, this is an inside look at the Jefferson Building, downtown Spokane. It's been sitting empty for years, but now a local real estate agency is listing it. It's located right near First and Jefferson, south of the Spokane River. A local real estate agency just listed it, and the building is already starting to get some interest from potential buyers.
The hope from the local real estate company is to add even more life to that area of downtown. Bronte Sorotsky took a tour and shares what's next for the historical buildings.
Two historic buildings, the Jefferson and the Norman, are listed for sale here in downtown Spokane. And people here say they hope that the listing can add to the growth of this part of downtown.
There's a lot of really fun businesses that are popping up in the neighborhood.
New shops, breweries, and a new STA line are helping to contribute to a growing downtown Spokane. And this section of downtown nearby Brookwest Brewing is about to have even more, whether they're businesses or housing units.
The incredible potential in these two hotel buildings that we're here in right now.
The Jefferson and the Norman have sat empty for years. Once some of Spokane's most popular hotels, they eventually had to close and have been sitting on the corner of First and Jefferson. Now these historic buildings are back on the market.
Incredible. We have opportunity for mixed use. We have retail opportunity. We have residential home use. So we're really excited to see what the next dream is going to be for these two hotels.
The property is listed for $3 million, and it's going to need a lot of work before it's sold.
It's not going to look like this. We need a full development on it, a complete overhaul, and that's what we're planning for.
Nearby businesses are ready to see more growth in this neighborhood and say they love to see these historic buildings become some kind of housing to keep up with the area's growth.
Can't really develop a neighborhood without people.
NAI Black says it's already had multiple people, both locally and across the West Coast, express interest in the property. Reporting in Spokane, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
A longtime Spokane sandwich shop closed. The Brooklyn Deli near First and Monroe was a downtown staple for 24 years. It survived the pandemic, then tragedy struck. Owner Jody Harville Bonds was diagnosed with cancer in the spring of 2022. Then as she finished treatment, she unexpectedly lost her husband. The space is now available for lease.
And we'll take a live look now at the stadium construction here in downtown Spokane. It was another beautiful day across the inland Northwest. Temperatures up into the 80s this afternoon. And, well, so pretty soon these temperatures are going to be more like what we'll be seeing around lunchtime rather than what we're going to be seeing at the peak of the heating here at the end of the day. You can see a few upper 80s in the valley, 88 in downtown Spokane, 87 in Liberty Lake. We are talking about 90s returning tomorrow, and then more and more heat building as the weekend rolls on. So here's your weekend forecast. Yeah, find some place to stay cool. We'll be in the mid-90s on Saturday. We'll be in the upper 90s on Sunday. It is, well, kind of a copy and paste of last weekend. Last weekend was a big scorcher as well. And where you see in the orange under heat advisory, places like Wenatchee, like Moses Lake, like Pomeroy, like Lewiston, we are going to see perhaps multiple days of 100-degree heat as we go through the weekend. Now, after the weekend, we see cooler weather, but it also means some gusty winds, and so we are calling for a possible weather alert day here. We'll see how the forecast unfolds in the next day or two, but right now it is look like a strong possibility we're going to see some fire weather conditions, so we all got to remember to be careful as the next few days roll on. We'll show you more on how long this heat's going to last and if we will get any relief in your extended forecast coming up. Plus, more on the northern lights everybody is talking about.
Thank you, Matt. The artificial grass business is on a roll in Arizona as homeowners look for ways to save water and protect the environment.
Brian Klein with Paradise Greens and Turf in Scottsdale says when you live in a dry area, it just seems to make sense.
I mean, we live in the desert. We're constantly in and out of drought conditions, and it just makes sense. I can't see why, you know, any reasonable homeowner, if they could afford it, wouldn't want to participate in a program that saves water and beautifies the neighborhood at the same time.
Well, Klein says Turf not only saves water, can save customers some money too.
Typically speaking, with the average residential install, the homeowner will recoup their costs in about 3.5 to 4 years, and that's going to come in savings in water that they're not using to water the grass and savings in the landscape maintenance they're no longer paying for.
Scottsdale City Council just approved a new landscaping ordinance to protect the city's water. Starting next month, natural grass will no longer be allowed in the front yards on new homes, and several Arizona cities are currently offering financial incentives to homeowners to remove natural grass and turn to zero landscape yards. Las Vegas currently has a ban on natural grass for new homes and commercial developments.
Coming up on 4 News Now, how hybrid work is impacting property values.
And Tom Holland tells us about his road to sobriety.
Plus, baseball may be the only major sport happening in the month of July, but that's about to change. Coming up in sports, Alex Crescenti has a preview of the upcoming college football season.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Summer's here, y'all. Give your day a little Kelly. I'm so ready. You are so
Watch Kelly weekdays at 4 and 4 News Now at 5.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team at Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on the next task. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXOY.com to nominate it. 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
Appliance Recycling and Wholesale has reliable, attractive, and affordable home appliances. Huge selections of brands and models fully refurbished. If you're on a fixed income, have a student headed to college, manage properties or rentals, then you will want to visit Appliance Recycling and Wholesale. Their reconditioned appliances are not only lower cost, but also environmentally friendly. They constantly strive to incorporate green practices in all their operations. Appliance Recycling and Wholesale, serving Spokane for over 2 decades on Sprague, just west of Freya.
Summer's here, so journey to where you've never gone. Achieve what you've never done. Discover who you've never been. Behind the wheel of something ready for where you want to go. All in a new CUV with standard all-wheel drive during Mazda's Season of Discovery sales event.
Come test drive the first ever 3-row Mazda CX-90, now optional as a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, just east of Division on North Foothills Drive or online at SpokaneMazda.com.
This could be you. Just chilling, staying cool this summer. Join us for jackpots, food, and fun at Missisquoi Casino Hotel. Play your favorite games to earn your entries to win a share of $13,000 cool cash, paddle boards, kayaks, and air conditioners. Missisquoi Casino Hotel, keeping it cool. Drawings start at 5 p.m. Saturday, July 29th. Learn more at Missisquoi.com.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
There's nothing like a fresh coat of paint to transform a home, a room, or a piece of furniture. No matter the project, the folks at your local Ace Hardware store are here to help you with all your paint needs. With our wide selection of premium brand paints and accessories, the experts at Ace will make sure you have everything you need to complete your paint project, no matter how big or small. Come see us today.
Time for your forecast. Focus. We're going to focus on the aurora, the northern lights here in a little bit, but we'll start with this. Clouds and showers that were up around Bonners Ferry and Sandpoint, they have gone away, and it's going to be a long time before we have a decent shot at rain again. I think it could be probably maybe Tuesday or Wednesday at the very earliest, and probably more like a week to 10 days from now before we have a real shot at seeing some wet weather around the region again. Clear skies tonight, 61 degrees, perfect for watching the stars or perhaps even some northern lights. At least that's what everybody has been hearing, what's been buzzing across the internet for basically a week now. Well, unfortunately, I have a bit of bad news. We have to get up here to this level 5 here, solar activity or solar storm activity, to kind of see the northern lights here in the inland northwest. And, well, here's tonight. We're way down here. We're at 2. A little bit better on Friday, kind of in that 4 or 5 range. So if you're really optimistic, you might be able to see a little something. But it kind of looks here like, well, somebody saw a long-range forecast last week and, you know, kind of overinterpreted it. Anything beyond like 3 days or so, 3-4 days when it comes to the northern lights, you really got to take it with a dose of skepticism. For some reason, this one got into national news and then it was all over the place. So we got to set our expectations back down again. It's a short time frame that you got to be looking for these and northern lights forecasts. Let's move on to some more reliable forecasting down here on planet Earth. 61 tonight in downtown Spokane. We'll be in the 60s as well in Coeur d'Alene, 50s in Deer Park and Spirit Lake as we take a closer look at some of our low temperatures tonight. For tomorrow, beautiful and sunny, but also a little bit hotter, cranking up Mother Nature's thermostat. We'll be in the 90s as we get into the afternoon, and so in the evening, our temperatures will be in the 80s for quite a bit longer, and you should expect the 80s around lunchtime as well, which has not been the case here for the past few days. Our highs in downtown Spokane, we're talking about low 90s, mid 90s in the valley, and right about 90 degrees along Lake Coeur d'Alene and on the West Plains. Still some upper 80s in places like Spirit Lake, but they are going to be the last holdouts here before that hotter weather shows up as we head into the weekend. No matter where you go, hopefully you're by a lake if you're headed out camping this weekend, or you're by the river. This is the North Gorge Campground near Evans, and part of your camping forecast. Boy, that's some hot weather. 97 on Saturday, 98 on Sunday. All that heat coming off of the walls around there. A big heat dome across the western United States. We're going to be on the edge of it, and as we move out of that kind of edge of that heat, we're going to see some gusty winds. That's why we have that potential weather alert day coming up for Monday. That's why there are fire weather watches up for Sunday and Monday across most of eastern Washington, including the Spokane area on Monday specifically. So that's a day we're going to be really, really watching the specifics of the forecast over the next couple of days and bringing those updates here on 4 News Now. Big deal, though, is this really nice weather. We'll end on a positive note after Monday. Man, that is a nice looking summer day. Perfect sunshine, highs in the low 80s. You'll definitely want to enjoy it because we're back into the 90s late next week.
Thank you, Matt. Spider-Man star Tom Holland is getting candid about his sobriety journey, revealing the moment he knew he had to take control. ABC's Eva Pilgrim has the latest.
Spider-Man actor Tom Holland opening up about his relationship with alcohol.
I was definitely addicted to alcohol, not shying away from that at all.
Holland revealing in a new episode of On Purpose with Jay Shetty that when he tried participating in Dry January after a very, very boozy December, he couldn't shake his cravings.
All I could think about was having a drink. It's all I could think about. I was waking up thinking about it. I was checking the clock, when's it 12? And it just really scared me. I just was like, wow, maybe I have a little bit of an alcohol thing.
Hello, Peter. The 27-year-old saying he then decided to extend the challenge.
For some people, it really could be life-changing. It can bring unhealthy relationships into healthy relationships. It can cause us to have a healthier physical presence when we're with people. We can pay attention more. We don't have the brain fog that we might have if we were having this addictive personality, addictive traits towards alcohol.
I have these blank spots. Holland, who recently starred on Apple TV's The Crowded Room, saying after months of not drinking, he realized he was the happiest he's ever been in his life.
I could sleep better. I could handle problems better. things that would go wrong on set that would normally set me off, I could take in my stride. I had such better mental clarity. I felt healthier. I felt fitter. It's honestly been the best thing I've ever done.
Here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Since 1982, it's been our family's commitment to delight wine lovers with affordable Washington State award-winning wines. Our father-daughter winemaking team deliver a unique experience with every bottle.
Cheers.
Ironstone Furniture and Fire's Made in America sale is returning July 2nd through the 14th. American-made brands like Bassett, Paul Robert, and more are on sale now. Visit our showroom for high-quality products crafted with American pride. Ironstone Furniture and Fire in Coeur d'Alene.
Global Credit Union got its start right here at Fairchild Air Force Base and now has branches worldwide. We're proud to honor our military members by wearing red on Fridays.
Red stands for Remember Everyone Deployed, and 4 News Now is joining Global by inviting you to wear red on Fridays too.
Show your support for the men and women of our armed forces. Tell them and their families thank you for your service and for protecting our future.
Stop by any Global branch and pick up a red pin.
And then remember to wear red every Friday from now until September 11th.
Considering selling your RV? R&R wants it. Tired of paying storage fees? R&R needs it. Just don't use it anymore? R&R will buy it. Due to a critical shortage of pre-owned RVs, R&R RV is currently paying our absolute top dollar for your used RV. Any year, any make, any model. Turn your RV into cash or flip it for a newer model. So if you no longer use it or want it, let R&R RV buy it. Visit the R&R RV Superstore in Liberty Lake or call Keith at 509-499-2601.
Join us in celebrating 41 years of Latah Creek Winery. Don't miss your chance to taste Elena's fabulous food, sip Mike and Natalie's Double Gold winning Reserve Red Blend, and save with our special anniversary discounts.
Cheers.
PAR, family owned since 1930. Go where the builders go.
What are you going to build?
Welcome to the quietest day of the sports calendar. We're still on the All-Star break for Major League Baseball, so that means nothing with any kind of stakes are being played this evening. And no, we're not counting the NBA Summer League, so we thought this would be a good time to preview the next few months in sports. Well, the Seattle Mariners are coming off a week with a lot of momentum, hosting the All-Star game for the first time in 22 years. And the team went into the break winners of 7 of their last 9 games, but the first half of the season wasn't without its challenges. Numerous injuries made it hard for the team to play consistent ball, and they were forced to call up some of their young talent, who have more than answered the call. And because the team got red hot over the last 2 weeks, they were able to crawl back into the playoff picture. But as you can see, it's going to be an uphill battle over the next 3 months because there are 5 teams ahead of the M's currently in that wild card in the American League, all competing for 3 spots. But they'll have a great chance to pick up some wins over the next weekend with the lowly Detroit Tigers coming to town for a 3-game series. But in a few more weeks, baseball is going to be out, and it's going to be football taking on the show as training camps are set to open. And the Washington State Cougars will be looking to improve on their 2022 campaign, which saw them go to their 7th straight bowl game. However, this is going to be a very different looking team. The offense and defense now being led by new coordinators, but the consistent piece at the center of all is going to be head coach Jake Dickert, who's now in his 2nd full season and has a much better idea of how to balance work and life than just a year ago.
Someone said it isn't about finding balance, it's understanding the imbalance.
you know, and what I try to have an agreement on with our family is when I'm there, there's presence, right? So to be present, to have fun with the kids, enjoy playing baseball and swimming in the lakes and doing those things. So summer's a great time to do that, and there's no better time than Palouse than right now.
Dicker will be joined by defensive end R.J. Stone and quarterback Cam Ward next week at the Pac-12 Media Days down in Las Vegas. And just 10 minutes across the border, the Idaho Vandals will be looking to somehow top their 2022 season after they finished 7-4 and made an appearance in the FCS playoffs for the first time since 1995. And they might be even better this year with quarterback Giovanni McCoy and All-American wide receiver Hayden Hatton returning. Now, the only bad news is the schedule is very unforgiving, as they only got 4 games inside the Kibbie Dome this year, and they start on the road for the first 3 weeks of the season. Just absolutely brutal. And last but certainly not least, it's the Eastern Washington Eagles. They'll be looking to get back to their winning ways after 2022 was a bit of a letdown for them. They only go 3-8 and miss out on the playoffs for the first time since 2019. And while the Eagles have been known for their experience at quarterback, that's going to be the biggest question mark this season, as redshirt sophomore Kekoa Vesperis is looking primed to fill that void this year. Eagles will open up against North Dakota State out in Minneapolis on September 2nd. 4 News Now, we'll be right back.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
We all know Spokane seasons. Winter, bake spring, second winter, construction, surface of the sun, and now smoke season. Keep your home smoke-free. Breathe easy all year. Holiday heating, cooling, and electric. Your air quality.
This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. You can go farther, tow more, and bring along everyone you love. Your road to happiness begins in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT Turbo Max pickups, or get $4,250 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Things are so awesome since my family got a rewards-earning Kasasa checking account from Canopy Credit Union, earning 4.07% annual percentage yield on up to $25K. Means we get up to $84 deposited right into our account every month. You know what that means? More toys, more playtime, more fun. Woohoo! Canopy is putting treats back in the budget. Learn more at canopycu.com. Limits and conditions apply.
Summer has arrived, and that means barbecues on the back deck. And nobody has a better selection of decking than the decking pros at Windsor Plywood. Whatever you need, Windsor has it, including great railing options.
Windsor Plywood. We all know Spokane seasons. Winter, bake spring, second winter, construction, surface of the sun, and now smoke season. Keep your home smoke-free. Breathe easy all year. Holiday heating, cooling, and electric. Your air quality experts.
Has tipping gone too far?
I just want to say, it's a nice house for a $5 tip.
No tip! Next, Inside Edition, the do's and don'ts of tipping.
15%, sure, that's your baseline.
To tip or not to tip? That is the question.
Tipping is getting really confusing.
Then, behind the scenes of the ESPYs, for all the action you didn't see on TV. Watch the next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
Hey, look at that, Matt.
I wasn't sure if we were live or not, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not sure.
Matt, this is your cue. Matt, start talking about the weather.
Oh, it's going to be hot. Stay inside. Close the windows and the blinds. Turn on a fan. Get a nice bowl of ice cubes.
Oh, there you go.
Ice cubes.
Feed the dogs ice cubes. My dogs love ice cubes.
Ice cream is.
Yeah, that's a little.
That's where you were going.
Dog ice cream. Nice bowl of ice cream.
Dog ice cream. What? Is there a difference?